Today I am here with LaTalia Palmer, and she is a life coach, a speaker, and a mom of four. And you know, I recently went through a divorce back in July, and I felt that it was just an overwhelming process, and you know, sometimes we get stuck because of that. And I thought that LaTalia would be a great person to kind of just talk about the different steps and things that you can do to try to energize yourself after that divorce. So LaTalia, thank you for sitting with me today.
Wow, thank you for having me. I'm honored and I really appreciate it.
So tell me a little bit more about yourself, you know, let everybody know what it is you do and a little bit about your background.
Sure. So, as you said, I'm a mom of four, one daughter. She's my eldest. I have three sons. And so you know where the energy goes.
Yes, I do know where the energy goes.
Absolutely. And so I've been life coaching since about 2000. And I started off as a spiritual life coach. I went through Iyanla Van Zant's Inner Visions Institute for Spiritual Development.
Okay.
I did that for 2 years, and that was pretty much my introduction to life coaching.
Mm-hmm.
And then I went through the credentialing and soul coaching process, and so that brought me to pretty much the worldwide of professional life coaching. Because, you know, sometimes coaching is what you do without giving it a name.
Right.
You're supporting people, you're helping them build themselves up and things, but not really naming what you do. And so the professionalism just kind of gave me a title, if you will. Mm-hmm. And so coaching is pretty much who I am. You know what I mean? It's all about supporting people and seeing their bigger, better, and brighter self and living their best life. And so that's what I enjoy doing. And right now, I'm in this whole realm of helping women redesign their lives.
Okay.
So I call myself the life design coach. And it's really about helping women drop the victim mentality, the victim conditioning that we've actually been conditioned to believe about ourselves in growing up and in society, and helping them to create a blueprint to live the life that they really want to live, not something that's been passed down or, you know, you have to live this way because your conditions say that you have to. You know, and so it's a freeing experience for many women.
Absolutely, I'm sure it is, because you know that is one of the biggest parts when you've had this belief system that's been set for you, whether it was by your parents or by your environment growing up, and then there becomes a time when you begin to realize that some of the things you believed may not necessarily be true for you, and it causes an internal struggle.
That's right, absolutely. And we see the conflict in our lives, and we don't always relate it back to what we believe or how we've been living. We think that conditions just kind of got that way, or they're set up for us, and we think that there's nothing that we can do about it. Okay. And so I say, yes, there is something that you can do about it, and actually your innate power allows you to make the changes that you need to make, and you don't have to hold on to what's been passed down to you. So yeah, it's a huge conversation.
Wow, but it is an important conversation, because there are a lot of people right now that are just stuck. You know, just a little bit about why I'm doing this is because, you know, I was definitely living a life that I did not want to live. And, you know, you find yourself where you're at a point that you're just waking up and existing every day. And you don't, and at some point in time, you have to decide, and it might not be easy and it may not be comfortable, but you have to decide that you're going to move past that comfort and seek the life that you want. So, you know, but again, I would rather it come from the expert on how someone charges, but I've been through it, but you know, so tell me some steps that we could share with everyone that's watching this video on what they should do to begin reinventing their life after divorce.
Absolutely, and I'll share that I too am recently divorced, and so this topic was perfect and right on time, because it's actually what I've been working with in my life. Okay. And I will say that you too are an expert, because you've been living it, and you're still rising. Yeah. You know what I mean? Yeah. And like you said, it's not always easy, but you're doing it.
Yeah,
so,
absolutely.
Blessings
you.
You're welcome. And so the first step that I have is honoring where you are, honoring the anger and the grief. A lot of times, we're forced to just kind of keep moving and ignore the things that we're going through because life just pretty much hits you. You wake up and you realize that things are not what they used to be. You're not in the situation that you were in, and even though the situation may have been unhealthy, it was still a habit. It was still a safety net. It was still something that you could rely on. And when that's gone, we feel empty, we feel lost and confused, and we tend to push things back in the background just so we can continue to exist, continue to keep moving, to stay strong. And so one of the first things that I always say is honor that anger, honor that grief, because if you allow it to sit, it will consume you. It will become who you are, you'll function from that place, and healing will never occur.
Okay.
And so it's okay to be angry. It's okay to feel the loss. It's okay to go get help if you need help. But allow yourself to feel it. Allow yourself to be with it. So that's my first tip.
Okay. And and it's funny because I'm a business consultant, and on the business side, I tell people you have to accept where you are right now. No smoke and mirrors. Just be in that moment and let's just accept it. So, it's so much better if you know that you don't have this skill, let's just accept it. If you've just lost a major loss, let's just accept it. And then you can deal with it a lot better if you go from there.
That's right. Absolutely. And the second thing is loving ourselves radically through the process. And when I say radically, I mean loving ourselves in a way that we've never done before.
Yes.
So often we identify with the experience. We identify ourselves with the experience. So if my marriage failed, then I'm a failure. If my marriage failed, then I did something wrong. This is who I am. And this stigma not only carried by society, but that we carry it with ourselves. And so in order to kind of pull ourselves out of that place, we have to love every inch, everything about who we are. And that means getting to know ourselves intimately, learning to trust ourselves, learning to be alone with ourselves, and being in a space of stillness, of quiet, and until we're able to kind of elevate and move out into the world, it's okay to be with ourselves.
Well, let's stick with that.
Go ahead.
Let's stick with that for a second because, how many times have you heard that a person hasn't been in the room alone without a TV, radio, or anything? It's like just even having background noise can't be without background noise.
Yes, so true. And one thing that I've definitely implemented in my life for a long time, but even more so now, is meditation.
Okay.
To sit still, to get connected to my source, so that love, I'm always connected to that sense of love and that sense of caring, because we need that. It's kind of like we have to do more of it. If we were at a level 5, we need to jump to a level 10, because we have to release what we're holding on to and then still have energy to deal with everything else that's going to come as a result of the divorce.
Okay. All right. So then where do we go from there? What's next?
So next, I talk about defining and designing yourself for yourself.
Okay.
And I'll explain. So you want to define that truth yourself. That's false. Our roles become our identity. And most of the time, if you're a wife and if you're a mom, you associated with that role for so long that you may have forgotten who you really are.
Right.
So for me, I'm a mother. I'm about my children. When I come in, taking care of the kids, it's to the point where, you see another kid, it's like,
right. Yep.
She doesn't even have a name.
Mm-hmm.
And so we have to detach from, well, I used to be someone's wife to I'm Latalia.
Mm-hmm.
And then who is Latalia?
Mm-hmm.
What does Latalia, what are her interests? What are her gifts? What are her talents? How can she stand as an individual? Because before, my interests were about what can I do for my family. Now it's okay, how am I going to move forward for myself?
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of times we don't know how to do that. So it's defining ourselves and who we want to be, and understanding that this can be a big opportunity for freedom.
Yes.
And so when we define ourselves, we allow ourselves to experience that freedom.
And that you can be better in the roles that you're playing if you take the time to be that individual and do what's in you.
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
I love it. And then when we talk about designing, when you talk about reinvention, that's all a part of reinvention.
Mm-hmm.
You really want to get clear about who you are before you can take any further steps or start anything new.
Mm-hmm.
You want to reinvent yourself, you got to come from an authentic place, or else you're going to get more of the same. And a lot of times we jump from one situation to the next without being clear about who we are, who we were in that previous relationship, and what we need to do differently.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a big thing. I mean, because if not, the same thing with different clothes on could show up because you didn't take time to deal with whatever it was.
That's right. Absolutely. I like that. Same thing with different clothes. I like that. And so next I talk about our value and our worth. And that's huge for a lot of women in relationships, but especially when you get a divorce. And women sometimes allow their value to kind of walk out the door with their man.
Mm-hmm.
And so we've given our power away. We think that the only value and worth that we have was in pleasing that person and serving or in being there for that person, being that person's other half.
Mm-hmm.
And when we begin to reclaim our power, our value, and our worth, we see ourselves in the light of, yes, I am this individual who is beaming bright, and I have so much to offer. And so we want to get in touch with what we have to offer, what we bring to the world, what attracted that person to us in the first place.
Mm-hmm.
Because sometimes we get lost in that situation. And so if you remember what attracted, if you even know.
Right.
Sometimes, it's just like the day-to-day, you get attention, someone says something really different to you, and you fall goo gaga, and, it's lost cause after that. And so we want to take the time to really get clear about what we have to offer, the gifts that we were born with, the things that we were put on this earth to do. Because when you talk about reinvention, like, if you don't have a starting point, if you don't have fuel for that, if you don't have the introspection, you're going to get lost all over again.
Mm-hmm.
So you want to know what you're bringing to the table. You want to know what you're bringing to the world that no one else can take from you.
And how do you suggest that they start that process, where to learn and understand what your gifts are?
You start that process, depending on where you are, I would say the base, bottom, or first place you start is making a list.
Mm-hmm.
Really sitting down with yourself, taking that quiet time, no disturbances, making a list of the things that you're good at.
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of times the things that you're good at directly reflect in the work that you do,
Mm-hmm.
or may not. So if it doesn't reflect in the work that you're currently doing, you think about the things that you like to do maybe in service
Mm-hmm.
to community centers, churches, whatever. You think about the things that people in your family really admire you for, that your friends really admire you for. And what I find is that sometimes we don't have a foundation to even see what's good about. We don't have a foundation to pull from to tell what we do good.
Okay.
It's so natural to us that we take it for granted, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so, if you're at that place, what you can do is reflect on compliments that you've received from people. So, if someone has said to me, well, you're a really good organizer, and I never saw that about myself because it was just really natural. I don't acknowledge that, but I'm gonna take that compliment. I'm gonna write it down. Someone says to me, you're really diplomatic in the way that you talk to people. You have a good, even tone, a good, even spirit. And I really appreciate that about you. I'm gonna write that down.
Okay.
You really take time out for folks. You're a good listener. You could be good with money, whatever it is that you're good at. Those are things that are natural to you because you really don't pay attention to it. Those are the natural things. You write that down and you begin to look at where you are and how you're utilizing those gifts. And if you're not utilizing them, then you can kind of say, well, which way do I want to go with this? Where can I go? Because the key is about getting fulfilled. I mean, that's the overall, that's the only, you want to get fulfilled. And you take those gifts and you say, which way can I move with them? And look at areas in business, career, whatever, and find ways to apply that. But that's really like a kind of like a foundational start.
Yeah, and again, like, I know I take almost the same concept when I'm talking to my clients, and they're in business, and I say, there is the view of ourselves that we would like to have, and then there's the view of our companies that our clients have. And
I like that.
And you actually, if you listen more to what they have to say, then you can know where you stand, and if the vision you were trying to portray is actually that way. So you want your clients to be able to have the space to be honest with you, because if they are, you can begin determining if you're doing what it is that you need to do. So, and I remember one specific thing was that, when it came down to my kids, I would cancel something quickly, and so your clients could begin knowing that you could possibly cancel on them. So, but that's their view and that would be their perception, not knowing that in my hierarchy of things, my kids are first. So I just try to now have that time where I have time set aside that I'm not doing anything with clients. And if I need to, now that's the time for my kids. So now I have less of that. But you don't know that perception unless you allow them to have that open dialogue with you. So you have to be open to receive it. I love what you said, but you got to be open to receive it.
Absolutely. And the other thing that just kind of came to me is that a lot of women are leaders and don't know that they're leaders. And so when they hear that from other people, it sounds really foreign and they reject it. And so I love what you said. You have to be willing to receive that. You have to be willing to try that hat on and kind of say, you know what, I do have some of these qualities. So a lot of it is about being willing to acknowledge who you really are.
Yeah, yeah.
I like that, yeah.
So let's see, we have been, I think we're around the value, understanding your value. Oh, okay. That's okay.
Tina, can you hear me?
I can.
Oh, okay, good. I'm getting a delayed response.
Oh, okay. Might be an internet connection issue. Yeah, you're getting a little fuzzy now.
I can.
Okay,
great. So it's talking about
Mm-hmm.
And when I say that, I mean, are we getting our sense of self from our duties? Are we getting our sense of self from our connection and our relationship to people? Or are we getting our sense of self from the way our Creator sees us and creates us, if that makes sense? Sometimes we get attached to the wrong thing.
Yeah, I'm getting a delayed response now from you.
Okay.
Yeah, so your audio is coming through good, but the video portion is like behind.
Okay. All right, so I'll just keep talking.
Okay, yeah, just keep talking.
Cool. Understanding our value again takes us being able to have a sense of self and to be able to create boundaries around who we are.
Mm-hmm.
When we create boundaries around who we are, we give ourselves the respect that we deserve, and we command the respect from other people, which then allows them the opportunity and space to value us more. And when we come out of divorce, sometimes we forget that. We think that we have to allow any and everything into our lives to kind of fill the gap, fill the space. But we don't want to do that.
Mm-hmm.
We want to remember who we are, remember our sense of self, create our boundaries, and be discerning about who and what we allow in our world.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah, but that could be very challenging because you really have to take the time to look at the individual things you're doing and analyzing, is this bringing something in my life that I want? And being willing to make that break if it isn't.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. And one of those easy ways, it's not easy in a sense that it's going to take a day to do, but a shortcut.
Okay.
Create rules for yourself.
Mm-hmm.
There are certain things that you're just not going to allow yourself to do or allow someone else to do.
Yeah.
And so one thing for me is going back into the dating world is I'm not going to drive to a man, right?
Mm-hmm.
Unless it's our first date and I'm just getting to know him. But if we're going on a second, third date, I'm not driving to him. And so that just kind of cuts through the having to itemize things. You know what I mean?
That's a good one.
What it is, this is how I feel I deserve to be treated.
Mm-hmm.
And you can agree or not, I'm not demanding anything of you.
Mm-hmm.
This is just where I am. And so sometimes creating an overall rule will help to discern what you're going to have. And, again, it just kind of eliminates all of the picking and choosing and doing things for one person but not for the other person and stuff like that. And it leaves you with a sense of integrity.
Yes, it does.
Which is important. Yeah. So, it can get a little, but we owe it to ourselves to make self-honoring choices.
Yes. And to know what your choices are.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah,
a lot of times we don't even know.
Yeah, because, I think my favorite phrase that I've ever heard in life was learning to live by choice instead of by chance. That's a whole different perspective. Because, most of the time we're going throughout our day and we're just reacting to whatever happens. We didn't choose how this day was going to be. We didn't choose that when we got up, we were going to do this, we were going to do that. What happens is we get up, and then based on whatever's going on around you is based on what it is you're going to do for the day. And that's a whole different way of living.
Absolutely. I love it, Tina. I love it.
Yeah.
And you become intentional and you become deliberate about what you want your life to look like. And it starts with claiming your day, making choices for your day. I like that.
Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. So, yeah, I think that when you are talking about knowing your value and your worth, you gotta get back to just loving yourself.
Yes, ma'am.
And I think that's what you talk about next when you're going into like self-appreciation.
Absolutely. Now, I will admit that I was stuck in a non-growing relationship.
Okay.
To the point where I forgot how to bring all of who I am to a relationship. If it didn't interest him, if it didn't fit, then I kind of discarded that part of myself. And I can't blame that on him. I didn't take into account all of who I was, and I didn't appreciate everything that I brought to the table. I didn't appreciate the different aspects of myself that were important. And so as a result, it chipped away at my self-esteem. It chipped away at my perception of myself. And I was, I don't know if de-energized is a word, but I'm going to make it a word.
That's okay. We'll take it.
I was de-energized, you know, and I didn't realize what I was doing to myself. Until, you know, I started to realize that I wasn't appreciating me. I would get upset. I would say, oh, he doesn't appreciate me. He doesn't care about who I am and what value I bring. But in reality, I wasn't appreciating myself. And so when the relationship split, that part of me just kind of stayed in the background. It was latent. And I couldn't understand why I didn't feel whole. And so when you begin to appreciate yourself, you really look at, you know, we talked again about the value and the loving yourself. You have compassion for who you are and what you come here to do. And you, every day, I mean, and one assignment that I've taken to heart is every night before I go to bed, I journal what I appreciate about myself. It could be the smallest things. I mean, when I first started this, I couldn't find anything to appreciate about myself. So I had to appreciate the fact that I would go and brush my teeth. I would appreciate the fact that I would go and take care of my hygiene, because some people couldn't care enough about themselves to even do that. You know, I had to appreciate myself for getting up in the morning and taking care of my children. Little things that we actually take ourselves for granted at a point. And so we have to begin to pull that back and appreciate who we are, so that that goodness that we are can expand in our lives, and then we begin to attract other people who appreciate us as well.
Yeah, I remember that I didn't wear pants that had a button. Everything had elastic. So it was just like, I got up, and I mean, I was also taking care of my mom at this time too. So it was just like I got up and I put sweatpants on every single day. And sometimes you don't even realize how important that, okay, wait a minute, I'm going to at least put some decent clothes on today.
That's right. I'm going to appreciate this body that I have. I'm going to appreciate the fact that I can look good. You know what I mean? And help ourselves feel better about ourselves.
Yeah. And we take that for granted.
Yes, ma'am.
Take it for granted. Yes, we do.
Yes. And it's so important. So important.
Yep.
So, and looking at that, I talked a bit about learning to live with yourself.
Okay.
And you know, just to say a bit more about it is that, you know, coming out of that security, that space for what felt like it was security, and learning how to be secure in yourself, and really learning to trust yourself and live with yourself on a day-to-day basis. That's a reality that hit me so hard when I got divorced. It's like, well, what do I do every day? You know what I mean? What do I do to fill this time, this space? Who do I talk to? You know, all of those little things. And so you can laugh at me, but I began having one-way conversations with myself.
No, that's okay. You can have two-way conversations with yourself. Sometimes you got to start depending on yourself first.
On a really intimate level. And the only way to do that was to talk to myself. I could journal. It was like I need a voice. And so I didn't want to continue to do the
Mm-hmm.
And so I talked to myself. I found out things that I like,
Mm-hmm.
what I wanted to do for the day, things that brought a smile to my face.
Mm-hmm.
You know, a lot of times we want people to do things for us that we can't do for ourselves. And so we want to learn how to do those things for ourselves so that when we do have that next partner or mate in our lives, we can help them get to know us better.
Right. Yep. You can set, definitely. You can set the boundaries on how you want to be treated and, you know, allow that to grow a lot better because now you know, you've been there now and you know where you don't want to go.
Exactly.
Yes.
Exactly.
So I don't mind having one-way conversations with myself. It is quite all right.
Get clear about other things.
It is quite all right. People can think I'm crazy too. It's okay.
That's right.
Yep.
And so the next thing I talk about is getting committed to yourself.
Okay.
What do you love and what are you going to commit to for yourself?
Mm-hmm.
The goals, the dreams that we have, the actions that we know we need to take, even though they're scary, we have to commit to them.
Yes.
And we have to commit to them in a way that no matter what stands in our way, no matter what obstacles come before us, we know that we're going to make it through.
Mm.
And if you didn't to yourself, again, it's all rolled up into the same conversation of, the loving and having that integrity.
Mm-hmm.
Because it's important that what we're thinking, what we're saying, what we're feeling, and what we're doing are all in alignment. And we have to be consistent with that in order for us to look at ourselves differently.
Mm.
And so when you get committed to you, you create an energy about you that says to someone else, this is someone who's really committed to herself and to her life. And that's the only way they can approach you. They have to approach you with some type of love and respect for you because you know where you're going. You know what you're going to have and what you're not going to have. And that'll be very clear to the next person that comes into your life. We have to do for ourselves what we want other people to do for us.
Absolutely. I definitely agree with that. And, the one thing I probably would add is to pick something. A lot of times we want instantaneous results because we're in this microwave society. But I believe if you pick that little thing, like you were talking about at first, you were just appreciating the fact that you were getting up, brushing your teeth, and you were your personal hygiene. So, maybe this week you add one more thing. I'm going to find one more thing that I can appreciate. So what am I going to do this week? And it doesn't have to be, like, for me, it could be, I'm going to put pants on that have a button, whatever it is. Next week, maybe I'm moving from wearing pants with a button and I'm actually going to put makeup on. But you got to pick something and start with it. And I think that's the commitment a lot of people have to learn to make.
I love that. And it helps you to build your sense of character. Mm-hmm. It helps you to build your sense of pride back in yourself. And you feel accomplished.
Yes.
Because you go through this work and you feel like, okay, my life is falling apart. I'm losing control. I need to gain control of something. Mm-hmm. And so when we get committed, like you said, you pick that one thing and you can see that you are successful at that. Mm-hmm. Oh my God, you have so much more energy and confidence in yourself to move on to the next thing.
Yeah, but I think that also comes with what we perceive. We really only know of someone once they hit some type of status, but a lot of times we don't know all of that struggle and day-to-day that it took for them to get there. So we forget about that journey. The journey is the part that's going to get you there. And if you start something today, you're going to look back 30 days later and say, wow, look at how far I've come just by doing that one thing. And then the next 30 days and the next, but you got to pick something. And I think that's one of the main problems we have is we don't just pick something, and it can be small and then just build from that. Building blocks.
I like that, building block. I
Yep.
One block at a time.
One block at a time. One block at a time.
That's
yep.
right. And that really takes me to the last point, which is taking that radical action.
Okay.
You know? And when we take care of ourselves on the inside, we build more of the confidence that we need to take the actions that we need to take. Because, of course, a lot of things in our lives have been turned upside down, and we need that courage and that strength to continue moving forward. And so to build you up that one block at a time, what's that one radical thing that you can do that you may have told yourself that you couldn't do when you first got into the situation?
Mm-hmm.
And you take that step. You write it down. You make your list of things that you want to do. You pick one place to start. And you take that action. Give yourself a list of time that you want to get it done in. Get yourself an accountability partner, because during this time it's critical that we have support.
Yes.
And not the type of support that'll tell you what you need to hear. Not the type of support that'll just kind of pat you on the back and tell you it's okay if you don't get it done. You know, that'll work for a little while, but at some point we have to take the action.
Mm-hmm.
And so taking that radical action is very key.
Yep. You're definitely right about that. Definitely right. So if someone wanted to contact you, from watching this video or hearing the audio, how would they contact you?
The best way to contact me is email, and that would be at coachlatalia@gmail.com.
Okay.
Coach, LATALYA@gmail.com.
And currently, what type of clients are you working with?
I work with a lot of women who are moms, who are looking to start business, go into a new career, who feel like they're stuck where they are, and they know they have to move forward, but they need help in order to get there. I also work with women who are currently entrepreneurs, but are working on relationships,
Mm-hmm.
who, they've kind of succeeded in this one world, but they really know that they need to come back and get the support in this other area of their lives, and it's usually relationships.
Right. Absolutely. Absolutely. Okay. So do you have any closing remarks? Anything that you just feel that you still need to say for someone who's just trying to get started again, after that divorce?
Yeah, I would just say that it's so important. I'm going to close my eyes because it's coming right from my heart. It's so important for you to remember who you really are and whose you really are. Know that that person has walked away from your life, but that door that's closed is an opportunity for another door to open for you. And when that door opens, you want to show up full forward, full control of your life, waiting and expecting good things to come to you because you deserve it.
Oh, that's wonderful. That's perfect. So give that email address again just so they can have it.
Sure. CoachLatalia@gmail.com.
Okay. I want to thank you so much for spending time with me today, and I really enjoyed it. I think you've said a lot of things that are real important for a lot of people.
Thank you for having me. I really appreciate it.
Oh, no problem. Bye now.